Business Spotlight, brought to you by Cross Rhythms and Baba Baboon.
Hello, I'm Sonya and welcome to Business Spotlight in partnership with Baba Baboon and Cross Rhythms City Radio. Joining me in the studio today, we've got two fantastic gentlemen who both go by the name of Steve from Overclockers UK. We've got Steve Ling, who's the Executive Director of Overclockers UK, and Stephen Levitt, who is the UK Business Development Manager for Own Brands. Hello and welcome, Steve and Steve.
Hello.
Hello.
First time I've had two Steves in the studio. How are you doing?
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us here today, like I say, at Cross Rhythms. Now, Overclockers. Overclockers is a leading retailer of bespoke computer systems, components and gaming accessories. First founded in 1999, then based in Fenton, but more recently has moved to a new location with a massive expansion, Steve. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we're actually in the fourth location now. So
Okay.
It started in Fenton and then moved to High Car Business Park, sort of just outside Stoke in a small place called Newcastle.
Yes, I know it well.
Yeah, and then we moved to Lower Mile House Lane back in 2012, which was when I joined the business. So that's kind of one of the first jobs that I did. And then this year we moved into brand new premises, which is on Stoke Central, by the new development where the bridge is, just off the A500. So for us, it's a fantastic location. It's kind of more central to the overall conurbation, gives better access for customers and staff alike, and also a fantastic environment for us all to work in, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. And it's quite a large site as well, isn't it? Is it 3 times bigger than what it was? Or
Yeah, well, when we moved in 2012, we doubled, and this time we've trebled.
Yeah.
So who knows what happens next time? But yeah, hopefully it's a few years after all the stress.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fantastic. It's to have a brand new building. The last place we were in was quite old, so to have something which kind of reflects more our kind of high technology status, if you like, is really good. So we can finally be proud to show people around.
Definitely. And I've had the privilege of having a tour down there as well at Overclockers, and it's must say very, very impressive, fantastic to come and see that. So thank you for allowing us in as well to do that. But just going back to staying in Stoke-on-Trent as well, I mean, such a an organisation, a business like Overclockers UK, to be right here in the heart of Stoke-on-Trent, and like you've mentioned, it's in a fantastic location. You're just off the A500. I mean, how important do you think that is to sort of stay in the city?
I think firstly we've got a great team. So if we moved anywhere else, first of all, we wouldn't have a great team anymore. So that's the most important thing. Obviously neither of us were there when the company was first founded.
Yes.
But actually the location, I think, geographically is really excellent because you're right on the M6 motorway. You've got easy access into the second and third cities of the UK.
Yeah.
You've got easy access to the East Midlands, not too far to kind of more of the northwest conurbations, also West Yorkshire as well. So, apart from the southeast, we're kind of in a good location, I would say. And a lot of what we do is distribution based. So being on that kind of main network is really important. Yeah.
And, a lot of the staff down there, they are local people as well. And a lot of exciting things that go on at Overclockers, which we'll come on to in a bit with you, Steve. But, keeping that sort of, helping to supply or provide those opportunities locally, again, is just a massive thing for Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah, definitely.
And Steve, you deal with own brands as well.
Yeah.
And there's some quite exciting ones down there at Overclockers. But do you just want to go in a bit more about what you actually do in your role?
Yeah, so within the group, we have like our own products. So we've got products like gaming chairs, we've got computer cases, keyboards, pretty much every part of a PC really we pretty much cover now. And there's definitely more to come. But we do have a lot of partnerships with people. We work with a lot of media, for example, so product reviews is obviously really important, but not only that, we work with celebrities and creators in the space, so there's quite a few that we've worked with. And
can you name a few celebrities?
We did one about a year ago now, or maybe longer, Warwick Davis, so obviously the famous guy in Harry Potter, Star Wars, Tenable, obviously. He's in a lot of things. He actually visited, unfortunately he's not visited our new place just yet. We have invited him, so hopefully he'll be here next year, but he came to Stoke. We built his son a PC for his birthday, and they came up, they built it together with us. We gave him a tour. Really good fun, really good working with those guys.
Brilliant. And how exciting again is that, these high profile names, celebrities, but also the sporting world with your licensing partners as well? Yeah,
so we have a lot of licensing partners, for example, Mercedes, F1 team. We work with their esports team as well. We have a chair that's themed around it as an official licensed product, and it's a few years now we've had that license, and it's always been strong. In fact, Mercedes are visiting us tomorrow to create some content together, so it's not just a license deal, it is a partnership. We do like to create videos and content together. We're hoping to get them around a go-kart track to see how they perform at the go-kart. So we'll see how that goes.
What, locally?
Yeah, they're coming here tomorrow, and we're going to Burslem at the go-karting track there. Okay,
so it sounds pretty much, the relationships that you have with your customers, whether it's a licensing partner, or a celebrity or anything like that. You do like to get them involved and bring them here again to Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah, and it's not like we're like, yes, we are a shop, that is our business, but we like to make it fun. We're around games, right? It's entertainment. So having these celebrities and partners and stuff, we don't want to just sell. We want to create content and have a bit of fun together. So really enjoy it. And
can you share anything or any examples of the certain sort of projects that you actually do deliver?
So we've worked with a few musicians. There's a person called Dan Hay who is part of Gunship. They're pretty big. They're not like huge, but he is in a much bigger band called Fight Star, who is with Charlie Simpson and others, and Charlie Simpson's obviously from Busted, which I'm sure more people would have heard of. They work with us. They've got our chairs in their production studio, like their studios, and we are, can't say too much, but we are going to be working with them early next year as well. They have just released a new album. I know Busted on tour. Well, I think they're still on tour right now. They've been on tour for a while, so there are things coming. I just can't say too much right now.
Was it the Vamps as well?
The Vamps. We've done stuff with Connor. We actually went for a meal with him in London. That was a surreal sort of experience. People like stopping him in the streets, asking for photos and stuff. He's also got one of our chairs in his studio. He's actually a bit of a gamer himself, so there is this weird crossover with sort of entertainment space with like film, music. They do like to play games sort of in their own time. The weirdest one is football.
Right.
A lot of footballers tend to play FIFA. Like when they're not playing football on the pitch, which I find really weird. Surely you get bored of football at some point, but they clearly don't.
Picking their own team, their own virtual teams.
Probably picking themselves,
Picking
on the pitch.
themselves, ready to be manager. But those, like you said, those projects though, I mean, they're quite exciting. They're huge. They're not just UK, but obviously global as well. But locally, do you obviously, do you work with sort of local organisations as well throughout sort of even Staffordshire across the region?
And we're a member of the Chambers of Commerce,
yes.
So we do support them as much as we can. It's something that now we've moved into the kind of centre of Stoke that we definitely want to level up, to coin a phrase. Well, one of the kind of key pillars of our company is community,
yes,
as well as being the experts in what we do. So that's been a lot around kind of LAN parties where everybody gets together, brings their PC, connect up, play games for a weekend. So we do a lot of that work, but we wanted to do more on a local basis after we moved into the sort of central location, if you like. So one of the things we have done is started working with Port Vale, so sorry Stoke fans. So we work a little bit with Port Vale now, and do some work with them because they're obviously a very community-based organisation as well. So that's a great partnership. Still in its early days. So and then next year we'll be starting to do events again. So we used to do a few at our old building before. So the first one will be on the 25th of May next year. So put that in your diary.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in a minute,
Yep.
Steve. But just going back to that community focus, I mean, just going back to the tour, you know, again, just having a little nosy around, again, can't thank you enough for that as well. But there was a whole sense of community inside the workplace and the enjoyment, you know, the staff and seeing everybody get on and the team and seeing progression, apprentices, you know, possibly is that something else that you're looking to develop within the local area?
I think the community side is definitely a must. A lot of the people that work there are interested in games or tech in some way or another, even if they work in the warehouse, finance, any department really, they have that interest, which I think is really good. Like you say, it makes the working environment just, I don't know, we've got a common interest. So when we're working away, it's really enjoyable and fun to do. So that's definitely a big plus. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And I've got to ask, are you gamers yourselves?
Yeah, I play games quite often. I play Counter-Strike a lot. I don't know if you heard of that, but it's like a shooting game.
Okay.
Really looking forward to GTA.
Yeah.
Trailer launched last night. So yeah, looking forward to that. That's coming out in 2025 though, so we've got a bit of a wait for that. So yeah, I do play games myself. Not as much as I'd love to.
You don't have the time. You don't have the time.
But yeah, do enjoy games.
Brilliant. And you've already mentioned, Steve, 2024. There's a big anniversary, 25th anniversary, and you've mentioned you're going to be looking at hosting more events as well in the community and in the local area. But what is going to be actually happening? Can you share any light on what's going to be happening to celebrate this big milestone?
Yeah, well, the 25th year is kind of going to be an ongoing celebration, I would say. But we're going to kick it all off, as I mentioned, with the first event on the 25th of May. We'll have some guests there as well. So we haven't finalised yet everything, but let's say the kind of theme is going to be fast cars and fast computers.
Oh, it sounds exciting. Sounds exciting. You've got to keep us posted on all of this.
Yep,
you definitely have. You definitely have. Now, before you disappear, I'm sure you'll be back here at Cross Rhythms. It's been an absolute delight and joy to have you here in the studio. But can you say anything, or is there any particular, for you, Steve, projects perhaps that you would really like to get your hands on, or even someone you'd like to work with?
Yeah, there's someone I'm chatting to at the moment. It may not happen, so can't really guarantee it, but I'm speaking to one of the members of Slipknot. It's actually the only UK member. His name's Alex. Obviously Slipknot's very well known. I think they've got like 9 people in the band, so it's a bit of a big one, and getting them all together probably not really going to happen unless they perform in the UK for like Download again or something next year. But I'd love to. He's already kind of partly agreed. He's going to bring his mask and his guitar and stuff. His guitar, he's actually put some lights in it. He's a bit of a tech person himself. I know he's got a sim racing set up at home as well. I'd love to invite him to Overclockers in Stoke. Yeah. Build a PC with him. Maybe do some Stokey stuff. Maybe have him wear a mask and make a pot or something as well. But that'd be quite funny.
Why not?
But yeah, there's nothing planned. But we are chatting. He is up for coming. It's just he's very, very busy, as you can imagine, especially as they were touring as well last year. Yeah. These band members just never get a break. So yeah, it'd be good to see him hopefully next year.
And just coming back to you again, Steve. Again, we've mentioned the big anniversary for 2024. Is it too early to say anything, or is there any other sort of future plans in the pipeline for maybe more expansion, do you think?
Certainly. I mean, the main reason for moving into the bigger building was to expand for the future. So as well as bringing, as Steve alluded to, more brands on within our group. So could explain, actually, we're part of Pro Gamers Group, which has retailers across Europe and also in Australia, as well as distribution outlets and stuff around the world. One of the other areas which we're looking to expand on is actually our business-to-business sales. Okay. So we do quite a lot of work at the moment with kind of engineering, police forces, where there's software that can really respond to, shall we say, overclocked computers, to keep it simple. So where we're kind of accelerating the performance of the systems to suit the software particularly. So it's kind of a bit of a bespoke service, if you like. And can't really mention any local companies that we're going to work with or hoping to work with because it's all under NDA.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Sadly, I'm sure we'll find out one day. But just actually going back to that as well, when we're talking about obviously, the high profile, like celebrities, large, sporting sort of organisations. But is there, if somebody comes to overclockers.co.uk website, and is there products there available for everybody?
Yeah.
It's not just for the big scale.
Yeah, like the fun stuff that we play with is obviously the high end systems because we like to push limits, really. We like to see how fast PCs can go. But obviously if you're just, I say a regular customer, but a customer who wants to buy a PC just for office work, obviously that is possible. We do have the parts for that. Most of our audience are people that play games, so tend to be the more higher end systems. But I think the good thing about us is all of the PCs are hand built. Yes. As you saw when you came down, they're all hand built, and the customer can literally pick what part they want in the system. So whether they want a different graphics card, they want more hard drive space, they want more size and memory, it's all possible. So we're very flexible in terms of their budget and their needs. So, and even customization, it's not just about the performance these days, it's also about the look.
Yes.
So if, say, you wanted, say, a Cross Rhythms computer, you can have your logo printed on the side, you can have it etched on the side, you can have the cables in like red.
Yes.
So you can really customize the system. So that's what we specialize in, like the customized.
And that branding as well, as you just mentioned there, is that becoming more and more popular, how sort of, whether it's an individual again or a business where they want their branding. I mean, because there's a lot of online calls now, meetings and all that sort of thing that people do online now. Is that becoming more popular where they want the whole branding, like it's on the chair, it's not just on the microphone, it can be behind them?
Yeah, I would say so. More things are going on social media and it is more visible. Like, look at the studio. It looks lovely and people do want their branding on things. So it's certainly more popular, especially in the gaming world. You've got Twitch, which is like the biggest streaming platform where not just gamers these days, but people stream on there and they do want their studio to look really nice. So they will go for a really nice chair. They'll get a nice keyboard from us. They'll have a system in the background. So it's certainly not just performance, it is all about the looks as well now, especially with the RGB. That's super popular with the lighting.
Brilliant. So we've mentioned the website, overclockers.co.uk. Where else, if anybody out there is listening right now, how can they find you?
We're pretty much on every social media platform. Just search Overclockers UK on all of them and you'll find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads. Well, it's not called Twitter anymore, is it? X.
X.
Yeah. What else? We got our own forum. We've got like one of the largest, I say computer forums, but it's actually not just computers. People talk about all sorts, from like gardening to cars and all sorts. So we have a massive forum as well.
And where's that? Where's the forum? How would you find that?
That's just on our website. You can just click on forum and take you there. But we've got hundreds of thousands of people on there now. So it's a big one, very busy. If you have a question, you can just ask on there and someone will probably know the answer. So
brilliant. Thank you so much, Steve, for coming into the studio here at Cross Rhythms. That's Overclockers UK, leading retailer of bespoke computer systems, components and gaming accessories based right here in the heart of Stoke-on-Trent.
Business Spotlight, shining a light on our local business community. Brought to you by Cross Rhythms and Baba Baboon.